Before the episode begins, what's up In the Fire family? We just wanted to share with you guys our vision and our mission here at In the Fire. Here at In the Fire, what we care most is for our listeners to leave the episodes transformed, equipped, sharpened, and conformed to the image of Christ.
When somebody tells me that they've listened to either one episode or a few, every time I ask them, did you get something out of it? Because that's what I care about most, that people leave episodes edified and blessed. I want listeners to have the tools to fight the good fight and to be encouraged and driven to follow Jesus more and more and more.
Our podcast is aimed at young adults because we ourselves are young adults. And so we want to be a part of the journey with you guys as we also walk this journey of the faith. We're not just aiming at Christian young adults, but any young adult looking for a wider perspective and more of the truth of who Jesus is and more of God's character.
And what we also desire is community. We care so much about people and we want people to be together, united in Jesus. And so what is the future for In the Fire, right? What we desire is a huge Christian community so that people are not only looking to us for answers, but that we can also look to each other for answers.
What we see for the future of In the Fire is so much more than just weekly episodes. We want to expand to events and places of worship where we can connect with you guys in person. The opportunities are endless.
As well as just having guests that can give a wider perspective on who Jesus is and what Jesus has done for them and how that can encourage us and you guys.
One of the ways that we are approaching deeper fellowship with you guys here at In the Fire is our Patreon, where we explore deeper conversations daily, video calls, and even opportunities to pray for each other.
We are committed to this. We are committed to God and to you guys. And something we always say is that this is God's podcast. This is his platform and he's just using us. So all the plans and purposes he has for this podcast, we believe in it and we believe in the vision.
And so we hope you guys will come join us in this journey in the faith and be a part of the family.
We love you guys.
Enjoy the episode.
Well, obviously it's not. Interesting. Interesting.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, nah.
We lost already, bro. Can you restart it? Just kidding.
You cannot restart what has already begun.
This is
Can I do it? Oh, welcome to In the Fire podcast.
Yo,
that's
pure
actually really
disrespect.
good.
Is it good?
Oh.
That's actually really
Yeah, it's
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the In the Fire podcast. We appreciate you guys, whether you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or watching us on YouTube. This is our comeback episode.
In the Fire is back.
Yes, it is. It is back, and it is hot in here because we are in the fire. We brought a special guest, our brother in Christ, our boy, NIKO.
That's me. What's up?
His name is NIKO.
Yo, please introduce yourself.
Dang.
Introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you?
guy.
Honestly, like, why should we respect you? Why are you here? Why should we respect you?
Why should we respect you?
Yeah, why?
Well, first of all, like, why you...
Okay. This guy.
I don't know if I could do it, bro. 30 more minutes of this, bro? I don't know.
I know. There you go with that. Introduce yourself.
I should do it.
So this is NIKO.
So, yeah.
But who are you though? Who are you?
Craziest question of the night.
Bro, honestly, you tripped me up there.
Like, who are you as a person?
As a person?
He's definitely a follower of Jesus. I know that.
Is he?
I mean, bro, listen, like, I'm a child of God. Like, I think that's, like, the first thing that I could say.
Okay.
Is that I used to be a whole lot of bad things, and now I'm a new creation of the Lord.
Amen. Okay.
And
Amen.
so with that new life has come so many other things, like other like hats that I put on.
So pre-Jesus, you were a little wild, you're saying?
A little, a lotto,
A lotto.
a mucho,
Interesting.
A lot of
A
wild.
mucho.
a mucho,
A mucho. A lotto.
Okay.
a mucho,
and
mucho
then,
no bonito.
And then you met Jesus,
Yeah,
and everything turned around.
bro, everything changed. Literally, everything changed. It was all during the quarantine. Like, I was so fed up with who I was, or who I thought I was, because I had no identity in that time.
Yeah.
I thought I did, but all I had was like things to fill up gaps and holes in my heart. But then during the quarantine, I was so fed up with like pride, addictions, all types of addictions, fears and sadness and hope and hopelessness. And like, he took advantage of that moment. Like, I felt like I was in a desert moment, and he was like that last cup, like that last water in that desert. And he was like, hey, I've always been here.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, I see that.
Crazy.
I see you. And then from there, I just started letting go of so many things. Like I'm some real stuff, just naturally, not because he wanted me to, but just because
brought you to Jesus though.
Dude,
Or how did you know about him? Why did you end up?
Yeah, I was
with
about to
Jesus?
say, like, what was the moment that like, oh, I need to follow Jesus, or like, I want to.
Yeah,
follow
why
Jesus.
not anything else? What made you call out for Jesus?
bro, honestly, it's crazy because something I found, something like he revealed to me like recently was that I actually accepted him into my heart when I was about 16 or 15, and it was at the church, like at the church that we go to, and I remember it was because I had done something bad that I felt so guilty that I had to follow Jesus.
Yeah.
And so what happened was, like a few days before, I was caught like with lemonade eyes, like pink lemonade eyes.
Okay.
My mom caught me, and
How was that?
bro, well, you know, I was very dummy what I did there, because I went out first of all at 9 p.m.
Okay.
I hotboxed the porta potty at 10 o'clock in the night
I love doing that.
Interesting.
that's my favorite thing to do.
with a person I barely knew.
Okay.
And then my mom picks me up at 10:30. I had no eye drops. I had no cologne. I had none of the things that I would have had, like just to change real quick. And she picks me up at this very, 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 very like sketchy park.
You got her to pick you up?
No, she said, "I'm coming to pick you up. We just left what we're doing. I'm coming to get you now." I was like, well, okay, there's either two ways it's gonna go. She's not gonna realize, or she's gonna realize and I'm gonna die. And what happened was she realized. I remember we got home and she's like, "Look at me." And I was like,
Where am I looking?
"Where am I?" I was like, and she's like, "Did you smoke?" I said,
oh.
"No."
Oh no, are you crazy? No.
"Tell me the truth." "No, I didn't smoke." "Why would I smoke?" And then I went to take a shower, and in the shower with my high, with my high self, I was like, "Dang, bro, I should probably tell her." Like, I was like thinking about so many things. I was like, I should probably tell her, because she probably knows, because she told me we are gonna do a drug test, so we should probably do it. And then my other side's like, no, we shouldn't do it, bro. She probably doesn't even know. And I'm like, no, she definitely knows. And so I came out and I'm like, "Listen, I smoked." And she's like, "Why?"
Oh.
Like, "Why?" And then
That's kind of deep. You gotta. I expected her to flip out, but she just hit you with the why.
I was expecting her to flip out. And I remember, this is pretty funny, but she was like, "What if you could have gotten something?" And I was like, "I got hungry."
no.
And I had a giggle, bro.
Classic.
I had a giggle. I was like, and she was looking at me like dead straight, like face.
Like, no, I'm serious.
There's no
Why?
way.
Why'd you do that?
And then
She definitely flipped out. There's no way she didn't. after
nah,
that.
bro, she didn't. She, because my aunt was there, so I guess my mom was like chilling.
like,
But then we went to church. No, Saturday. I think that was like a Friday. No, that harvest thing was like a Saturday, whatever. Like that following, either the next day or the next, like the day after that, we went to church. And so I was hearing, the sermon and everything, and me like feeling guilty about what I'd done.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, dang, like I messed up with my mom. She's disappointed and stuff. And so when Phil talks about like, whoever wants to receive Jesus, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, me, man, like definitely me.
Yeah.
And so I received Jesus. I remember I cried OD that day. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I cried OD that day. And then what I tried to do was, for the next 5 months, I try to clean myself up instead of having the Lord clean me. And so I burnt out.
What does that? What did that look like for you?
I try to I stopped saying bad words, like forcing myself to stop saying bad words. I forced myself to stop hanging out with people. I forced myself to stop doing certain things. It wasn't out of love. It was more out of fear, if that
Fear
makes
of
sense.
who?
Fear of God.
Okay.
But not the the good sense, like not the good fear,
Like the reverence,
like the I
respect.
respect you, the reverence. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of like, if I don't do this, he's gonna be disappointed with me too, or I was basically seeing God with my mom's face, of like, if I don't do all these things, he's gonna be disappointed in me, like she's disappointed in me. And so I burnt out, and so I ended up going back to my old ways, but even worse, because then from like that to 19 years old, it was even crazy. It was worse, and I feel bad for a lot of people. I honestly feel bad for a lot of people who knew me back then,
Who crossed paths with you?
who crossed paths with me.
Free Jesus, NIKO.
Yeah. But then when I was 19, during the quarantine, that's when I truly felt his love. And it wasn't out of fear. Like the true revelation of who Jesus is. He revealed himself to me, you know what I mean? And what I feel like, it was just kind of like, he was always here in front of me, but I had something here like blocking me to see him. And then what I feel like what he did was like kind of like take what was in front of my eyes, and then I was kind of like, whoa, you've always been there. My eyes have always been closed.
That's insane.
That's kind of what I felt.
That's insane.
And so my whole life got cleaned up, and my whole life got cleaned up, and there was a lot of things that I left behind. And basically, I just started pursuing more of who he is. And it wasn't because of fear this time. It was literally it was love.
And where did that transformation come from? The from fear, the bad fear, to like good fear of God?
I would say I started to see God myself instead of hearing somebody else talk about God. Or kind of like, tell me who God was in their perspective. Because that's kind of like where my perspective of God came from back then, was kind of hearing religious people talk about the Lord.
Yeah.
And it was in a like very legalistic way and stuff. And I understand that they also had like hurt in their heart and also fear of the Lord, like the bad kind of fear of the Lord. And they didn't know who God was. And so, of course, like I would come and follow and be like, oh, okay, that's who God is. But then when I truly like found, like when I truly felt Jesus' love, bro, it was crazy. I was like, bro, I was bugging all these years. Like, I want more of you. What can I do to get more of you? Bro, I kept reading the Bible just to learn what his character is. And that's something I never did. But I picked up my Bible, bro. I started reading and reading and reading. I started worshiping. I started praying. And he just started revealing things. Just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And I started to leave a lot of things behind. A lot of things that were hurting me. Because also with like, when Jesus reveals himself to you, like you start to see the truth about other things that are around you. And so things that you would think like, this is good. Like it's not bad. But then the truth is kind of revealed. It's like, oh, there's like a hidden intention behind that one thing. Or maybe like that one person actually had bad motives for me, and so I'm gonna leave that behind. Or maybe some actions that I was taking that I thought was good is actually harming me and harming future relationships and stuff like that.
What's crazy to me is like a lot of people that haven't experienced that love of God, they think, let's say, the high is the peak of just feeling that great. And for you experienced that love of God, which is like a whole crazy new peak where you didn't even want to look back to the rest, where you were just like, wait, that was a high? Like that doesn't look like a high anymore compared to like God's high, I guess, of experiencing his love. And to me, this is all really crazy because I, in a way, grew up with you, but not really. Like, like we used to play soccer, and so sometimes I'd show up to the soccer field and we play like once or twice. I mean, we didn't play that much. Like we barely knew each other, but I knew of you. And so it's really crazy, I guess, it's just like thinking that I was living my life while you were living yours. You were going through all that without me even knowing. And then one day I just show up to church seeing you, whole different man, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. It's really insane. It really is. And it's cool. It's cool to see how far you've gone, even though I never saw the beginning of it. But, so you mentioned you smoked. Everybody's like, ooh, get this man off the podcast.
Yeah, right. This was one part of what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah, that is one part. Because we want to hit it all. We want to hit...
I smoked a lot.
Yo!
Oh!
Yo!
I had to say it.
Yo, credibility, chill.
I had to say it, like, just in case.
Chill out.
But like, you heard the ED, right? Like, smoked.
Yeah.
Like, it was before, the past.
Not yesterday, though. Like
past, like
BC.
Like 2 minutes ago.
BC.
No, I'm kidding.
BC.
Before Christ?
Yeah.
Oh, before Christ.
That wasn't a bar, that's why you said it.
It wasn't a bar. Wait, what?
It wasn't
NIKO
a bar.
the rapper.
Who's the bar?
Yeah, the guy was from Easy, that song. He said that.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, get him on the podcast.
Y'all didn't know me.
No, hold up.
BC.
Oh, hold up.
Oh, hold on.
But yeah, that was me, BC. I used to smoke a lot.
Gotcha. So that is one aspect that we're gonna hit. But I guess now that we're on it,
Crazy episode.
we might as well just go crazy in it. I mean, today in this episode, we want to hit like a lot of what we see in, I guess, the party scene, the world scene, like the most common things young adults go to these days. You know, I mean, when did you start smoking and drinking and stuff?
Smoking,
I started at 15 years old.
Exactly, that's super young.
And
so
then
how did that like happen? Like, was somebody just like, yo, you want to do it, or like what had that like?
Bro, I was in Florida, but then I was already getting kind of ideas of smoking. But I was talking to this guy that was like 2 years above me, and we were talking about like yeah, I could get weed, and I'm like, dang, that's cool. I could try that for the first time. And so I went to, like, when I got back from Florida, because I was on vacation, then I started hanging out with him, and we would smoke almost daily. Yeah.
Wow.
Me at 15 and he was like 17.
That's insane. That's really crazy. I mean, that's like the peak time where your brain is developing and you're just putting crazy stuff into your brain. But
Like SpongeBob.
Like, do you think it was like a lack of guidance or something? Like SpongeBob? I don't even get it.
I don't get it.
You don't have to
but
get
I
it.
thought it was funny just because he's so random.
I don't know.
Like SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you say anything, like SpongeBob.
Just like SpongeBob. There you go.
Anyways, so do you think it was like
Sushi.
like nice. Like, do you think it was like a lack of guidance or something, or like why did you so easily get into it?
It's a good question.
Dang.
My boy, yo. Hey, dab me up real quick. Dab me up, bro.
We gotta ask the questions here.
Hey, yo.
You
Hey,
gotta
you
ask the
pull
question.
my arm on the
Oh,
microphone,
my
bro.
fault, yo.
Yeah, you good.
My
You
fault,
good,
yo.
cuh.
I'm
Man
good.
said,
Alright.
man said, give me the deep of why
Bro, like-
why you went to this. Why did you run to this?
I was 15, bro.
Yeah, ask me the same thing, bro. Ask me like that's fine.
I was 15. All I wanted was a
gosh.
doobie, bro.
Wait, ask you to about what?
No, chill. Let him answer first.
Yo,
Let him answer first.
¿sé qué está hablando?
Are you trying to
Yo,
imply
we
something?
spit. I'm kidding.
You trying to imply something, Luis?
I'm not. What are you talking about?
No. I guess NIKO could.
All right, tune in next week for the second part.
Shit.
Yeah.
Already? Dang.
I don't know.
He wants to cut
Anyway,
the episode
like-
already, like we haven't said any wisdom.
Right?
man.
Crazy.
Anyway.
I bet. So, what you say?
So why do you think it was so easy for you to do it? Like, do you think it was lack of guidance, or like you said you're 15? Like, that's kind of how it is when we're young, right? We just want to do anything we want to do.
I feel like there was a lack of structure in the house. And so I compensated with other things, with a lot of other things, but weed is just one of them. And so when that opportunity like came up to hang out with somebody that gets me and I get to smoke weed with them and we get to connect on a deeper level, on a spiritual, more like high level because we're smoking marijuana,
Yeah.
then I was like, yo, that's dope. Because I ain't never had a big brother before, so that's pretty cool. I didn't really have somebody, like I had somebody like,
Interesting.
you know, raising me and stuff, and I love her. And, you know, we're all doing the best that we can out here in this world, especially my mom was so young. Like she had me really young. She was definitely surviving out here. You know, a lot of people, you know, to survive,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't. Well, we all did things when we were surviving BC, but then after Jesus, like we don't have to survive anymore because we have everything we need in Him.
Yeah.
And so I think that lack of structure also put me in a situation of like I want to survive as well. Like not I want to, but I kind of need to, because the full extent of like love that I should be getting, I'm not really getting. I'm getting kind of half of it. And because, you know, it's like, you know, God created the man and the woman and they make their house. And so God didn't just make a woman to have her child and the man's like out, you know, in another country. There should be a structure there. And, you know, I don't blame them because it's again, everybody, like we all, you know, we all got like
family or anything. Yeah, I got you.
we all got different situations that we come from. And but yeah, like that lack of structure was kind of like
Gotcha.
got me to go and pursue love somewhere else and guidance somewhere else and wisdom and everything I would go seek it somewhere else.
Yeah. So how did you? All right. So you were smoking. You were doing all this stuff, and then you met Jesus. Were you still smoking, or did you cut it the second you met Jesus?
It's a good question.
Ooh.
So let me see. I started smoking 15, and then. Well, you want to know wait? I stopped smoking when I was 15. Like no.
Wait, I was like, wait,
No.
You stopped.
No. I stopped smoking for a while when I met Jesus, when I like accepted it in my heart, and I was trying to get,
at
you know,
the church.
when I was trying to get clean by myself.
Okay.
And I
How
stopped.
long are we talking? Like a few
You
months?
said like 5 months. You said, right?
Honestly, until like 17 or 18. 17, I think it was. Yeah, because I was still at prom. And then, yeah, because at prom I was 17. And so, yeah, after prom was when I started smoking again.
Okay.
But then there was like even more. Like the other one, like when I was 15, it was daily. This was like 20 times a day. Like from 17 to 19, it was like 20 times a day. so at prom, like we went to prom, blah blah, and then after prom we were in a garage, like some friends and I, and they had a pen, and I was like, they were, first of all, they were all like kind of like pressuring me to do it, and me, I was like, you know what, like, man, I think I could do it now. I'm 17. I'm good. I got this. It's prom night. It's prom night. YOLO. Like, I was giving myself like justifications and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I hit the pen and I'm like, bro, it doesn't work. Give me it again. Yo, it doesn't work. Give me again. Yo, it doesn't work. Yo, it doesn't work. Yo, it doesn't work. And I kept doing that. And out of nowhere, I was like, yo, it doesn't. Whoa.
Yeah, that's.
And I started bugging.
That's terrible,
bro. I started
that's terrible.
And I remember like feeling that, and I was like, bro,
I don't want to do this.
Give me more.
Oh,
yeah. Because I felt that high. I was like, give me more.
Yeah.
So after that, I kept hitting on my friends like, yo, let's go smoke. Yo, let's go smoke. Yo, let's go smoke. Crazy. And that was a whole attachment to me, bro. Like I couldn't do anything without smoking. I couldn't go to work without smoking. I couldn't hang out, pull up to a function without smoking. Yeah. I couldn't play soccer without smoking. I couldn't go smoking without smoking. Like I had to smoke for everything. Plus I had the dab pen, but then I would also buy like weed. And so the dab was always for like being at home and whenever I can't roll up, and then rolling up was with friends, and then it was even getting to like smoking by myself. Like I would just be smoking by myself sometimes. Just like sit by a river and think I was really like, I don't know.
Super spiritual.
Super cool, like super spiritual.
You thought you're Confucius?
Confucius?
He's staring at the river like high, and he's like just thinking about the most complex.
This water is wet.
Okay, so where at what point did you go? Okay, no more. I gotta cut this
like when
out.
you met Jesus, was it done or?
So you met Jesus. I mean, met Jesus for the second time, but you came back to Jesus. Was that like, okay, I'm
done
good,
with this,
or was it a slow couple months of you letting go slowly, or was it just fully, I'm out?
Well, it was more of because I came into Jesus. Like let's say like Jesus was like standing on the other side of this room. Mm-hmm. I walked up to Jesus.
He is.
Oh, where?
Yeah, he sits right here.
He's sitting right there.
Right here
hey,
next to me.
Love you. I walked up to Jesus with a blunt in my hand, and I would still smoke and hang out with Jesus for a while.
Okay.
Because he didn't just kick me and be like, yo, that's super duper disgusting, boom, and kick me and be like, yo, why you have a blunt in your hand? No, he held my other hand while I had a blunt in this hand, and we were walking together. Because he was slowly showing me, hey, NIKO, that's probably not the best for you. Slowly. And so I let it go out of love, not out of fear. I let it go was because I started to really realize, like, bro, this thing has dominion over my life when God told me to have dominion over plants and everything on the earth. And because I remember I would pull up to like the woods to smoke, roll up by myself and be like, God, this is my sacrifice to you, Lord. I love you so much, Lord. Let this be so holy for you. Yeah, let this be my burnt offering for you.
That's how it would be.
Let this be my burnt offering for you, Lord. And I'd go like this, and then I smoke it.
Let this be my burnt offering, Lord.
And
like an animal, bro.
That's insane.
And like, it was His grace that didn't kick me to the side and be like, nah, you're smoked. Like, no, I can't really.
I think this is a very, like, I guess, revolutionary thought, perspective of God that a lot of people might be like being like, whoa, I didn't know that. Because a lot of people feel like they can't approach a relationship with God while smoking or
while just
having this,
not being perfect in a way.
Exactly. Like, where it's like, there's no way I can pull up to church high. There's no way I could, have a prayer while I'm high or while I'm still on this. Like, there's no way God would accept me. And so I think it's crazy that you talk about Jesus walking with you while you were still doing that. And little by little, it's like, hey, I've better for you. I have better.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Because anybody thinks it's like God won't even hold my hand because I have this.
But
but the image you're showing is that God was holding, or Jesus was holding your hand, but you had to blend the other one. But He was still like, loving you. That's crazy.
That's beautiful.
But people,
man.
people think that's like He won't even be near me.
Nah, that's. Hey, for everybody hearing, when you feel like you can't approach Jesus, that's the devil holding you back.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean that's just a beautiful image of God.
It is.
It is beautiful, and it's like even just with that image alone, it teaches us so much.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, there's times as us Christians now that we're followers where we see other people smoking, and our first like instinct is judgment.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, why do you do that? Like, let it go. Like, stop. Don't do that. Like, there's so much better for you. But not in the way Jesus did it in that image.
Well, that's not like a bad way. A bad way would be like, bro, you disgusting. Get out of this church right now, bro. You have a cigarette. Get out of here. Like
I mean,
that would be horrible.
Showed up to church high, like at least my first instinct, unfortunately, might be judgment. Might be like, is this guy high at church? What the heck? That's what my first.
I mean, it
thought
is a
would
little
be.
like, whoa.
And then the Holy Spirit would be like, bro, are you serious right now? I'd be like, my bad, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
The Holy Spirit would be like, how did you pull up?
Oh.
And he'd be like, dude.
How'd you pull
Crazy.
up, yo?
The Holy Spirit would be like, how'd you pull up? Drop the mic.
Insane. I didn't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed. I'm a good Christian boy.
Oh, you think you got extra Christian points, bro?
I'm a good Christian boy.
He has 5 stars on his Christian board.
Oh, you got.
Wait
So
till we get to the alcohol part, and then maybe I'll share.
So on your Christian resume, like, what do you think is like better than ours?
He has more Christian points.
No,
Well-
but weed was something that I never wanted to mess with. I came very close to because I was super curious. Everybody around me was doing it. And credits to my big brother, 100% for stopping me from doing it. He was just like, listen, and I looked up to him a lot. And so for him to really be serious and sit me down and be like, yo, I've seen a lot of people go down really dark paths because of weed. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Just don't. Just don't. And I was like, wow. Like, just him saying it simply I went, all right, I won't do it. And Lewis will testify, there's countless times where I would sit in the car with him, and I'm like, it's not fair. You got to try it. By the way, sorry for exposing you. Lewis smoked. Sorry, everybody.
My
bad.
I can't be here.
No, I can't be here. I can't sit here.
You guys have to love me. Like, I'm still, like, Jesus still loves me. Like. I was about to say that, but you can continue. I'll say that.
We would sit in the car, and I'd be like, it's not fair. You tried it. I want to be able to try it at least once just to see what the hype
in these
was
conversations, I'd be like, Danny, don't. It's this bad. It's like,
you would be high.
No. He wouldn't.
No, I would never.
Oh.
No, he was over it at that point, but I was just in that temptation of wanting to try because everybody was like, bro, it's so fire, it feels so cool, and I'm like, bro, I just want to try it at least once in my entire life. Like, it's not a big deal. I just want to try it one time to see what the hype is about. And Lewis was just like, don't try it. It's not worth it. And in my head, it's not fair. Like, he got to try it. He got to experience it. And I didn't. And now we're on the same Christian level, I guess. Like, Jesus loves us equally, but he got to try weed and I didn't. It's not fair. Like, I want to experience the world a little tiny bit. Like, come on. But no, I'm beyond grateful for you stopping me from doing that.
Yeah,
because,
it's really, it's like,
I don't know where I would have gone with that,
So,
but I guess Lewis can share a bit of his story.
Yeah, I mean, like when I started, I remember it was like an edible, and 2 of my friends came over, and I did it while my parents were in, like, my dad and like a couple of friends were like in the living room, and I was sitting there with my friends, and like we ate it, and we were just sitting there, and I was like, okay, it's not really working, I guess. And of course, like, I don't know, 10 minutes later, I go grab something, and it's like doom doom. Like that's how it started. I remember I was like, let me go get something. That's the moment I was like, what? I would like look left, and then like I look over here, my eyes would go like this. I look left. I was like, it was a crazy experience. But like after that, and I just did it. Like, I mean, my dad, like, I don't think because my cousins would do it. My cousins would smoke a lot and everything. My dad wouldn't, but like they were just doing it and stuff, and I would see it. And like I wasn't very like, I shouldn't do this. I was very like, I was about it. I was like in the middle. I was like, I didn't really care too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was
you weren't with Jesus at this point, right?
No. I was like, I think I was going to youth group and stuff, but I was still, I guess, before going into it. But after that, that's like I think the first time I did it, and then after, like, there would just be moments where they would get stuff, and I would just do it because it was like whatever. Like I wasn't really crazy about it. I wasn't really like, I shouldn't do this, or I should do it, I shouldn't. Like, it was just like, I'm gonna do because who cares. But I think the one moment that got me was we went to my friend's house, and me and my boy, like, we left to go to this little forest to hit a dab pen, like a pen, which pens are like insane. Because I remember, like, I did the whole thing. I took it like 6 hits, and I held it in. And so just to add like more power, I guess. But I remember I did a lot, like a lot. And then, we were just walking back from it, and like it takes a little while to hit, I guess. So I was walking back, and like as I was walking into the house, like I felt like I didn't even know. Like that day was like insane. And I remember like they recorded me. I looked like I was a zombie. Like it was crazy. And like that whole moment, like I didn't like I don't know. I can't even explain to you because it was just so much. Like I felt like I was like I couldn't see anything. I had to sit down because I didn't know what I was doing with my mind. I was just so, it was like insanely high.
Wow.
And I didn't like it. Like I was like, this when's it gonna end? Because it was bad. It was whack. And like I was there, and eventually, like, you know, I woke up the next day, whatever. It wasn't there anymore. And I think that was the moment. Like after that, you know, I went to you, and I was like, yo, Danny, like
vividly.
I'm done. Vividly. Like I don't want to do this anymore because that was like.
I don't know if you remember that day as much.
I don't think I remember that day.
But he walked into youth group sobbing. Like
I don't remember.
And me and him weren't like super close, but he just came up to me and he just started crying. He's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I just don't want to do it anymore. I need something else. And it was crazy. And to me, it was like, for me, like, you know, I had been trying to evangelize him for a minute, and so hearing that was kind of like the breaking point where it was like, God, you got him. God, you really did it.
Yeah, and that was like, I'm not sure where I was in my faith in that moment. I don't know if that was like after the moment I had. I think it was after like I had that moment. Because like, I had a moment which I explained in the testimony episode where, you know, God showed me his love. Like I felt God's love. I just fell into the chair crazy. Mm-hmm. But like I was still kind of like doing my own thing after that. You know, like I felt his love, felt his power, but I was still trying to figure things out. But that was the moment where I was like, I'm done with this. Like it's like I don't need it. And also like the way my friend explained it was like, we don't need this to have a good time. You know, that's not dependent on me having a good time or not, or me having a good day. Mm-hmm. Like, why is my enjoyment of life dependent on one thing?
All right, so I mean, we shared our experiences with weed, but we have so many more topics.
Ooh.
Go ahead,
teacher.
He's not a teacher.
Something I want to say because you said that your brother
was that one verse where did he say, "Do not call me teacher"? Isn't that the verse or no?
No, it's like, why do you call me good?
Oh yeah. Oh, then never mind then.
Teacher, not teacher.
Because you said that your brothers talked to you about like
not doing it.
Not doing it because there were so many people that he knew that would take like have gone like to dark paths. Mm-hmm. And something I would say is that like I was so, you know, I had, you know, it started with one thing, and then it would be like 10 a day, and then OD a day, and it would be like, you know, it would be a lot. But then I wanted more, and I wanted to start like trying shrooms.
Whoa.
Like at one point I just kept like, I was like back and forth, shrooms. I gotta do this. Mm-hmm. And I had some people around me that was already doing shrooms, and I heard about bad experiences, but then I also heard about cool experiences. So I'm like, dude, I think I'll have the cool experience. Like I think I'll be good. Mm-hmm. And so I would want to do shrooms. I didn't get to it. Thank God. I didn't get to it. But that's something, you know, I think with the whole weed thing is like bro, like it seems like such a good idea at the beginning. But after a while, it's like, how much money did I invest in smoking? How much time did I lose? Like, you know, while being high and dumb in a corner. Yeah. I could have, and I'm not like trying to judge, you know, I think I was dumb in my way was because all I would do was this. Just sit on the couch for like watch like do like, you know, on my phone. Just like chilling. Or doing nothing when I could have been productive. Like I was done with my time because I could have been productive. So how much time did I lose? Yeah. How much money did I like not even invest, waste in weed? How many cool relationships I could have had, like with friends or whatever. But then instead I was just kind of like just rolling with the same people.
Yeah.
You brought up a good point there, because like when it comes to weed, or I think anything, like there's always diminishing returns. Where it's like you do it one time, the first time it's like, whoa, it's awesome. And you want to keep doing it. But then you need more to feel the same way you felt the first time. Yeah. And so, like you said, you want more to feel the same way. And it's like, it's just diminishing returns. And like, you're always wanting that same amazing experience, but you need more and more and more. And then you want to start getting into more intense and more deeper things.
To feel like more.
To feel more. And you want more. And then like eventually.
It's never enough.
It's like a never ending cycle that will lead you into whatever.
Death.
Yeah.
Honestly, because there's nothing, like, what else is gonna fill you?
Exactly. Nothing else will. Like when you reach that top, it's like, okay, what? Like it's just a never ending cycle that will never, like, your investments just aren't coming back good.
Like chasing the wind, like you ain't grabbing it.
Crazy. Wait, even if I get like a cup and I try to
nothing.
No,
like the wind is gonna be always like 2 steps ahead of you, and you're gonna always go like this and keep going and going until you're like who knows where. But then something you said in the beginning was like about meeting God, and it's like, whoa, this is like a different high. This is like more high.
Mm-hmm.
The difference with God is that He doesn't drop you. When you get high off of any substance, it drops you.
Yeah.
There's a dropping point.
Yeah.
And it drops you below when
Below.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wake up
Yeah.
more
You were
tired.
here,
You wake up more
go up here,
zombie.
and you come back. Yeah.
it drops you below than where you started.
But
yeah.
then with God, it's like it's not a high. It's just like wow, I have joy, like
Yeah.
real
His-
joy.
his love,
Because when
his
you're
joy.
smoking weed, like you're seeking a joy, but then God has that real joy. And so when that joy is like up here, you're like, whoa, this is awesome. And then the next day you're like, bro, it's still awesome.
Yeah.
And the next day, bro, it's still awesome
Well,
because
he's
God
still the
is
same.
If
forever.
anything, it
Yeah.
gets better.
Yes,
If
it gets
anything,
deeper.
We get deeper
Yeah,
amounts
yeah,
of his
The
love.
love
deeper
gets
amounts.
deeper.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Because really, what it is like, you know, we go to that to, like you said, for joy, for peace, whatever it is. But God offers that to us.
All of it.
And the thing about it is like, you know, that, you know, weed is just like, it's a counterfeit of that.
Hold up.
And the thing is like, when we did it, it was fun. We had a good time. He had joy. But it was counterfeit. The thing about counterfeit things, they feel real. A Louis bag, counterfeit, it looks real, it feels real, but it's not.
Listen to this guy.
Right? So it's like with weed, it's like, yeah, you have a good time and everything, but at first it doesn't last. And like I said before, diminishing returns. But God offers us this like real joy, real purpose, real everything.
Bro.
Like, why do we want counterfeits?
Hold on, sorry.
So I forgot, counterfeits are easy to get.
I had to burp.
Oh!
What do you say?
Counterfeits are easy to get.
Counterfeits
It's easy
are-
to get.
Yeah.
It's
But
cheap.
Then
It's
you
cheap.
want to go sell it and it's worth nothing.
Bro, hold up. Ready?
All right. We're going to
Check this out. Check this out. Just check this out. Check this out.
Okay,
Check this out. Because I heard love, I heard joy, I heard peace, I heard patience. I'm like, hold up. I've heard this before. Hold up. Galatians 5:22, 23. Like, what? Hold up. The fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, self-control, faithfulness. I think that was 9.
There's
Somebody
one
can
more,
count it
right?
out.
Isn't there one more after self-control?
Put in the comments. So I've heard these different things about weed. A lot of them have been said by me, or in the past is, hey, I just want to smoke because I just want to be like a nicer person. I am not myself when I don't smoke. When I smoke, I'm myself and I get to be more calm with people. Doesn't that sound like you're trying to get gentleness? But it's a counterfeit. All right, hold up, ready? Yo, that's one. Yo, I smoke weed because it makes me happy. Aren't you trying to get joy? That's 2. Peace, right? I've heard this one, and I've said this one.
That's a big one.
Yo, like I just love to smoke weed because, like, bro, it's like so peaceful and so mellow.
Yeah.
We get to chill and relax. That's 3. I guess the patience one, I would say it when I would go to work. It's like, bro, I smoke weed to go to work is because I really got to chill with these customers because I used to work at a T-Mobile. Like, bro, I really want to be like more patient with these customers and stuff. So I smoke weed to, like, you know, I would say that, like, I would have a conversation in my head and have fun in my head while I'm like talking to a customer and I'd be chilling.
Yeah.
I think that's 4. But anyways, you can see like the
Crazy.
again, the counterfeit, like real fruit versus the counterfeit fruit.
Yeah.
It's like you think that weed is gonna bring you all these fruit that the Holy Spirit brings you,
And it
but
feels
my
like it
guy,
does.
it's not.
I feel like it does.
It feel like it at the beginning.
At the beginning, but then you're gonna need more, and then eventually you're gonna just.
Yeah,
This is how it is.
I mean, and
Brings you back
something
down
we
lower.
failed to mention at the beginning of the episode was, yeah, we're talking about weed, but it's the same thing with all the other topics that we mentioned in the beginning. This is the same thing with alcohol, the same thing with partying and clubbing.
Or anything that you try
it's
to
the
find
same
that in.
high, it's the same drop, it's the same
Yep.
like counterfeit, it's the same trying to you're chasing something that you really need, but then when it doesn't give it to you, or it gives it to you very slightly in a counterfeit way,
Or-
you're like,
yeah.
I need more,
Well,
I need more, and then,
let's throw in
looking
a
for the right thing in the wrong places.
yeah,
let's throw in a Bible verse real quick. Ready?
Okay.
Proverbs. There are a lot of paths that seem correct, but really they lead to death. But then there's one that leads to life. That's Jesus.
Yeah.
I like that.
And through Jesus, you have your Holy Spirit. And with the Holy Spirit, you got
the
all these
fruit
fruit
of the
that
Spirit.
come out. Like the Holy Spirit lives inside of you, and then He produces the fruit out of you. You're a tree, and you drink the water, which is Jesus, and the Holy Spirit will produce fruit out of you, real fruit that you get to eat from and that others get to eat from. And with weed, it's just like, bro, it's a selfish act. It's like I'm just smoking for myself, by myself, me, myself, and I. And there's no connection there. If anything, I'm just being more isolated. And isolation leads to death as well. because God didn't make us to be alone. God made us to be in community.
Yep.
Like, bro, how interesting would this be if it was just one of us sitting in the mic? I guess it would have been kind of cool. But I feel like this is cooler.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
How cool is it? How cool is it like raising a family by yourself? It's hard.
Yeah.
You need the partner. You need the community.
Yeah.
How cool is it going through life by yourself?
Not
It
cool.
sucks, bro.
We need
You
people.
need the
We
community.
We need people.
And so like with me, I think that's another thing was the isolation. It's like I was isolated or I was leading to more isolation and getting cut off from like actual sources that brought life.
relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, to turn the tables a bit from weed, you know, I mean, I know all three of us did, but the party scene and the alcohol scene, I did a bit of clubbing, not here in the U.S.
What?
Not here in the U.S. Anyways, I've shared that story in Greece.
You did what?
I shared the story in Greece. Yo, he's calling the Christian FBI on me right now.
Yo, revoke his 5 Christian stars. This guy is not.
Yeah.
Yo.
Picture? Okay.
No.
Picture?
I got him.
Picture? I got you.
I got him. There he
That's
is.
crazy.
All right. I just sent it to you. But
No, but
what were you saying?
It was the same thing. Everything that we've been talking about, everything we've been describing was the same
Yeah.
thing. You know, with alcohol, I feel more confident. With alcohol, I feel cooler. Like I could talk to people more. You know, maybe I'm funnier. Maybe I'm more flirty, getting more girls. Like all that stuff when I'm drunk or when I'm drinking. Same thing with the party scene. Like it was a big ego boost for me, and so it like it just filled me because I mean, I would walk to party, everybody would be like, "Yo, Danny showed up," and I would dance and we would play pong. I would have a blast. People are talking to me like it's all cool. It's an ego boost, But then you go home by yourself, and then
You sit in that bed like.
you sit in the bed and the room is spinning, and you're like, "Yo, this kind of sucks."
I'm getting embarrassing memories.
Yo, yeah, no, I mean, listen, off camera, we've shared some crazy stories,
Yep.
but yeah, yet again, they all sound crazy and they may sound fun to some people, but I know all three of us would say we would never ever want to go back there,
No.
ever,
I don't need to.
ever. I don't want
Yeah,
to. I don't need to.
I don't want to, yeah.
But the question is like,
I mean, wait, I'm sorry. That was survival.
it was survival.
That was our survival. But then now that we know Jesus, we have everything we need. Is like we don't really need that.
We don't need it.
And so
exactly.
that's why bro, seek Jesus, and you don't have to survive no more. Like
Right.
you really got everything you need.
Yeah. But I guess we could dive into the questions that people might have, like, yeah, you guys said we don't need it, but like, is it bad to have a drink here and there as a Christian? Is it bad to like maybe get high just one time a month, maybe with the friends? You're not sinning, you're not doing anything wrong technically. I mean, you're just chilling, having a good time. It's a plant, so it must have been created by God for us to use, so maybe it's a blessing from God. How do we feel about all that? How
I
do
don't
we feel
know.
about that?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? That's it? All right, yeah, that's episode's done.
All right, guys.
No, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Sorry guys, I told them I was gonna do it. I had to.
I guess let's hit with one. It's a plant. God made it. It's a plant.
I'll tell you exactly what God told me.
Okay.
He said,
Listen up.
He
Listen
said,
up.
NIKO, like it was walking with me in grace and everything, and then at one point, like he laid it on me. He said, NIKO, I made all of these things for you to have authority over them, not for them to have authority over you.
Crazy.
And I said, that makes sense. I don't want this anymore.
What if somebody's denying that? What if somebody's saying it doesn't have authority over me? Like,
Well,
I just
I can
smoke
stop
once in
whenever
a
I
while.
want.
I can stop whenever I want.
I would ask them like, all right, say no to yourself for a week.
And a week is like, he's going easy on you guys, because I usually say a month. I'm like, can you stop for a month? And they go, I can, but
I don't
I
want,
don't want
to.
to. And then that's their argument all the time is, I can, but I don't want to. I don't have like an incentive for it. And I'm like, that is addiction. Like you're saying, I don't want to is just a disguise for I can't.
Is there? I mean, not is there? Is if you search up like phrases that people with addictions say, is like that's one of them.
It is I don't want to.
I don't want to, or another one is it's not harming anybody.
Yeah.
Or another
Yeah,
one
it's not hurting
is yeah, I can stop whenever I want.
Another cool thing I heard about the plant thing was like, all right, so if it was a plant, then that means it was good for us to use from God. But then what about the Garden of Eden with the tree that we weren't supposed to eat from? So like that was a plant that God made, but we weren't supposed to eat from it. We weren't supposed to, engage with it because it's evil. And so I just because it's a plant doesn't mean. I mean, there's deadly things that we're not supposed to be eating.
Yeah,
it's just that simple. There's plants like
there's plants that are venomous. It's like
exactly. So does that mean it's okay to drink it or smoke it or eat it or like whatever?
Yeah, that's like
it's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, what I say is like, I mean, you can make any argument you want, but it's really a trust issue. Cause it's like you want to trust the plant more than him. That's what it really sounds like. It's like, oh, I can stop whenever it's like what do you if we take off like the pride and we just like look at things at how they are, it's like a trust issue. Like trust, like why are you trusting that? Like we said before, to give you that what you want, what you really want, right? Like looking for the right thing in the wrong places.
Yeah.
You want peace, you want joy, you want patience, you want you want more peace, whatever it is. Like it's a trust issue.
True. Very true. Very true. I mean, and if we wanted to try to justify it with the Bible, there's the simple things. First of all, if it's not legal wherever you're living, you could just stop right there because of Romans 13:1.
Bro, I would justify with the Bible. What I did as a follower of Jesus at first, I try to justify all of my sins. And don't be scared by the word sins. It just means, things that you did that were corrupting you inside and they were holding you in bondage.
Yeah.
And so And so there were a lot of things I would try to justify.
Did you just apologize to the lamp?
My fault, brother. Yeah.
That doesn't have a soul.
You're right. So what's it called? I would try to justify a lot of things with the Bible. Like I would read verses in Psalms. They would say like the grass is yours, everything is yours for us to use and stuff. And I was like, heck yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nitpicking the Bible. Yeah. Let me take this. Let me take that.
I love this part, but I'm gonna take it totally out of this context. Right. I'm gonna leave that over there. I like this one.
Yeah. There's 1 Corinthians 6:12, and the question is it beneficial to me? You say I'm allowed to do anything.
Yep.
But not everything is good for you. And even though I'm allowed to do anything, I must not become a slave to anything. That's the big one. And other translation will say like I will not let anything master me.
Yeah. Which is really good.
Which is so tough.
It's amazing.
From Paul to say, by the way.
I can do whatever I want. I mean, obviously, but not everything is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, I can, but
nothing's gonna master me. Crazy. Yo, it's just like the mic drop right there. It's like, no, nothing
I'm not being slave to anything.
Nah, no thanks. It's just crazy.
Can I smoke? You can. Should I smoke? Probably not.
And the thing is, it sounds wild, like, oh, become a slave to anything. Like, I'm not a slave. But if I look at my own life and I analyze it, like,
that's the thing. I feel like nobody wants to
aren't
admit.
I a slave to social media?
Oh,
don't say that, Danny.
Bro.
I mean, it's the truth.
It is, yeah.
And so it's like, being a slave to something might sound really harsh, and it might make a lot of you guys go, I'm not a slave to that. I just do it once in a while.
But reality checks.
But reality check for me even is just like, oh, am I a slave to even laziness? Am I a slave to social media?
Emotions.
Am I a slave, like, I mean, to even hanging out with people a lot where I'm not getting any work done? It's like, it's a thing.
Food
is a thing. And so for Paul to be, I must not become a slave to anything. It's like, this is a daily thing where it's like, all right, I need to make sure nothing is mastering over me. Which is crazy.
And I think that's the hardest part because nobody wants to admit that. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to say that. Like we said before, like I can stop whenever I want. Can you? And like this, growth and like you need to be humble for it. Like you have to embrace humility. Like if you're just like prideful and like being really hard-headed about a lot of things, like how are you gonna get better, or how are you gonna grow? How are you gonna figure out the truth? Like nobody wants to say like they're enslaved to it, but like, are you? Is it something that is mastering over you? And we can be honest here. There's honesty there.
But if we look deep into the hearts of prideful people, it's really like there's a lot of hurt that they're trying to put like a strong face in front of, because maybe that little boy, that little girl behind that strong man or strong woman was hurt at a certain point in their life. And so they try to put like this brick wall of like, bro, I'm strong, I got this, I don't need your God, I don't need anything, I don't need no one, I don't need help, I'm good, I got this, I've had myself all my life. And so what it is, it's like it's just really hurt behind all that. Wow. And so I love how like, Paul also says that we don't fight against flesh and blood, but against like, you know, things that are unseen. And so us as humans, we only see your face. Like me, I get caught up with seeing pride, but God goes deeper than the face and looks at the heart, and God knows, like, bro, you're hurting, but I got you. Like all this that you are doing, like you don't need it. Like I got you. And so like us humans, like we'll be a lot of us get stuck on just seeing a face, but God will see your heart.
And I think that's where God walks with you.
Yeah.
Just like taking your hand, all right, let's go. Like, I see where you're hurting. Let me fill that place up.
So would you say, like, let's say clubbing, partying, drinking, drugs, whatever, is all like deep rooted in hurt?
Most of it.
A lot. Yeah. I mean, I guess it could start from like hurt somewhere. I guess some hurt is like very overt. Some of it you really like you really don't notice that you're hurt. Some hurt is like you know, you got beat up intensely as a child, and so you're like, bet I'm a compensate, I'm a fill in the gaps of my emotional, you know, destruction inside of me. I'm gonna go and get myself drunk every single day, so I don't gotta think about like all the bruises or think about like every single thing that happens to me. But then there's some stuff that is a little bit more hidden, which is like, hey, I'm growing up with a single mom. I don't know that I need my dad. I think this is normal. I think that growing up just with one parent is normal. So this is it. Like, this is the good. This is fine. But I'm gonna go seek some stuff over there. I don't know why I'm seeking it, but I'm gonna go seek some love over here, just because I don't got the structure here. So I think some of it is very open. Some of it's not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that too, which is like a lot of it can just be like an escape. For a lot of people,
I was just thinking that too.
For like a lot of people, you know, it's just like we don't want to see the reality of what our life really is. So I'm gonna go on my laptop,
and even if it's not a mess, it's just like straight out of boredom. Like, my life is boring. Like, I need something to like spice it up.
That's
add some crazy to it. But it's both of them are just a way of escaping. It's like, I need to escape my current reality, and then when you get back to reality, like we mentioned, it's a lower drop. Like, the reality just seems worse because you just hit that high, and so now you're just like, yo, wait, my life actually really sucks. I don't want to be here.
Wait a second.
Double escape.
Back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. No. That's insane, man. It's just crazy. No.
Welcome back to a brand new.
No. Tune in next week for.
I'm gonna just cut you guys off.
Bro, come on, you can't do that.
First Peter 1:13.
No, you can't do that, bro. Like, you literally.
Yeah.
This guy was
bro,
like,
I look crazy now, bro.
Yo, this guy was like, 1 Peter 3:9.
Happy when everybody.
Now that bar farther. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh.
I mean, like that one little like back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Like, you just said that. Like, you just talked about that. But he put it in a bar.
But why gravity though?
Like, oh, there goes gravity, because like you go, oh, no.
Snap back to reality. Oh.
Maybe. Snap back.
Eminem was actually.
So Eminem was actually in this room before we were here.
Get Eminem on the podcast. We have some stuff to ask you.
No.
He said no. Don't get Eminem on here.
Oh. No, I didn't say that. I said like.
Okay. Can I read the verse now or no?
Wait, hold up.
How we feel about it?
This guy was like, 1 Peter 3:9.
How to handle?
Everybody's acting wild in the room. You just start reading a Bible verse and singing it.
Yeah, how to handle any situation.
Yeah.
Stare. All right,
1 Peter 4.
But I want to hit on this verse because it's a big verse when it comes to alcohol and drugs and all that. 1 Peter 1:13. So then, have your minds ready for action. Keep alert and set your hope completely on the blessings which will be given you when Jesus Christ is revealed. Have your minds ready for action. How crazy is that?
See,
bro, like, you know, we've talked about on other episodes where we are currently in a battlefield. We are currently in a war.
Yeah.
Do you really want to be caught lacking?
Bro, Phil has told, like, Pastor Phil has.
By the way, we're going to get Pastor Phil on here.
So.
Anyway, continue.
So, Pastor Phil one time told me, is like, you're carrying a lot, like, you're carrying, I think it was him. It was him. Like, you're carrying heavy artillery. that you can't be high and carrying that you're gonna shoot somebody or hurt yourself. I was like, listen, you know what? I got you.
That's a valid point.
I got you.
But
Interesting.
be alert, like have your minds ready for action. As in, like, anything can happen at any moment. Do you really want to be caught relaxed and like in a mindset of like,
Or in a mind that's like just influenced, that's like not yourself, that you're not in control anymore.
Yep. I mean, and then not to mention that this stuff, like, all of it leads, or at least puts you in an area where sin is more likely. All of them, whether you deny it or not, like it's just a fact. Even if you're sitting in a room and you're smoking by yourself, I mean, your thoughts just go crazy. You pretty much don't have any control of your thoughts. At least being drunk. I don't know what it's like being high, but at least being drunk, it's like that. You're just thinking of random stuff. You're thinking of crazy stuff where your thoughts can go crazy, and even lead to just really dark thoughts. Even I know, especially with alcohol, that's the case. Like, you're drinking alcohol by yourself, it could lead to some dark thoughts. But
I mean, how many people have like done like, I don't know. I don't even know statistics, but I know stories of people that have gone crazy with like drinking and stuff.
Done stupid stuff. Like,
like done really
crazy,
dumb stuff.
crazy stuff.
Kill somebody. Right. Like I've heard stories like that, or when they're drinking, they'll go and fight somebody. Oh, he looked at me bad. Go up to him, punch him in the face, and the guy wasn't even looking at him, but he punched him in the face anyways. Yeah. Others are like somebody's drinking by themselves, and then they put on some bachata, and they get so like in their bag. Yeah. And they're like, pero mami, what the hell? And they start calling up like,
people they weren't supposed to be calling.
No, they start calling up like their ex-girlfriend from like second grade. ¿Por qué tú miraste a Billy and not me? Porque you took his snacks and not mine. Like, and just like, would you do that sober?
Definitely not.
I hope not.
Yeah, that's just not. Why'd you take Billy's crayons? Like, you don't understand how much that hurt me, yo.
There's another verse that's very similar. It's also in 1 Peter 4:7. The end of all things is near. Therefore, be alert and of sober mind, so that you may pray.
Yeah. I mean, for that verse, it's kind of like we need to be like, or we are led by the Holy Spirit, right? And like the Holy Spirit is leading our lives. God is leading our lives. We can't let something else lead our lives. Because when we go under like the influence of whatever's drinking or smoking, like that is now leading our mind. That is now controlling our mind, controlling our thoughts. It is.
Can you be led by the Spirit while you're high?
Either you're led by the Spirit or you're led by drunkenness, and that's kind of how it is. Like, you're drinking. Like that is now, you're influenced by the alcohol
at once. Crazy. You might hate one, love the other.
Love the other. Yeah, and it's kind of like that's how I see it. It's like we're called to be led by the Spirit. We can't really be led by the Spirit when we're drinking, right? Or like when we're like, anything, smoking, crazy. Or like drinking like crazy, because like that's going to be leading us. Crazy. Like, is the alcohol, is the weed, or is the Holy Spirit?
Yeah. I had this one moment. This was probably a few months ago or something, but I got invited to a party, and I knew there was going to be alcohol and stuff, but it was a friend's birthday party, so I was like, I don't want to go, but it's a friend's birthday party. I should go. I remember I got in the car, and before I went to the party, I just prayed to God, and I said, God, because this was probably one of my first parties that I had gone to that I didn't plan on drinking, and everybody around me was going to drink. So I just prayed. I said, God, today I want you to show me that I don't need alcohol to have fun. That's all I said to him. I just want you to show me that I don't need alcohol today. Because I really wanted to. Everybody around me was going to drink. It was going to be a fun party. I hadn't been to a party in a while. I was like, you know what? It'll be kind of fun. But I was like, I made the hard decision. I was not going to do it. Yeah. And I didn't. At the party, first of all, seeing everybody else drunk was just insane. It was a crazy view. Because usually you're drunk with them. But seeing them drunk and acting the way they were and speaking the way they were, you're just like, that's what I sound like? That's what I look like when I'm drunk? That's crazy. But that's, I guess, more judgment way. But at this party, somebody comes up to me, drunk, but they start telling me that they've listened to the podcast. And they start asking me questions about God. And I start answering, and I start having a whole discussion with him about God. Next thing I know, without me even noticing, the entire party is in a circle sitting down listening to me. Yes, crazy. They're all just like so deep in the conversation. Wow. And they start adding more questions. Oh, what about this? What about that? and they just start asking me questions about God, and I'm having a whole freaking sermon at the middle of this party with a bunch of drunk people. It was insane. I felt God's presence in me, and I felt so much joy because it was like, wow, imagine if I had chose to drink, I would not have had this opportunity to evangelize to all these people. And yeah, they're drunk, but I know something's gonna stick. This was not for nothing. It was crazy. I was the only sober one at the whole party, and everybody, next thing I know, was just sitting down, pulling up chairs, just listening to the conversation.
No, that's crazy.
It was crazy. And so ever since, I was just like, yo, crazy. Like, even at things like this. By the way, Bad Bunny was probably blasting in the back, like alcohol left and right. But still, it was just like, whoa. I had that chance because I chose not to engage in that.
Bro, you extended that grace that God extended to me when I was walking with him, holding one hand and then holding the blunt in the other hand. Like, you were holding their hand while they had a bottle in the right hand. And like, you extended that grace that you received from God. That's insane, bro.
It was
that reminds me of like Jesus eating with the
tax collectors,
the drunkards, the prostitutes. Like, he would be eating with them, and then the very religious people would come and
why do you eat? Why does your teacher eat with such scum?
Yeah, man. Like, why are you eating with them? And bro, like, this is the savior of the world, and he didn't go to a perfect synagogue to talk to a perfect man and sit with, like, and perfect with quotations, because they look perfect on the outside, but on the inside they were rotten. But then the sinners, they were like, they were displaying outward things that they would feel in their heart, but in their heart they were like, I know I need that guy Jesus. And so that's what's important. Like, do you need that guy Jesus? Yes or no? If you say yes, like, I promise you, he's gonna come to you and he's gonna reveal himself to you. If you truly say to him, like, from your heart, that you need him. And it doesn't gotta be perfect right away.
Yeah, it's crazy because I expected this episode to go so differently, but this is like, because I was kind of gonna approach it with common questions and try to justify it with the Bible, but this is just so much more powerful because it's like, why do you need it?
Yeah,
why do we need it?
Why do you need it?
Why does anybody need
real?
it?
Yeah,
like, why is it so difficult for us to let go of that and just be like, yo, God, you're so much better. I don't need this. I don't need this. But let's talk about clubbing. Clubbing. Music.
Clubbing, partying, or just clubbing?
Clubbing, partying, we'll say. Right? I mean, they're kind of pretty much the same thing.
For me, I didn't have too much experience here. Like, I would go to a few parties, high school parties, and like I kind of wild, but it was kind of like whatever. Like, I was never like that. I wasn't too crazy into. That's just my experience with it. Like, I did go to a few high school parties where it was kind of crazy and everything. People were drinking and stuff, but
because what if I go to a party, but I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do nothing, I just dance. I like dancing. How do we feel about that?
What party are you talking about? Like, what is it? Like a high school party?
Yeah,
You're going to a club or something?
Well, he wouldn't go to a high school
it is.
party now. Like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird if I go to high school.
True.
Bobby, you would not go to no high school party. That's weird.
I'm just saying for the
How old are you?
for the example.
27?
For the example.
Gas, parce.
Se mantiene 27.
Bro, for the example. Dang.
Bueno, para el ejemplo.
But how do we feel about that? I just want to dance. Is it so wrong? How we feel?
It's not wrong to dance.
End the episode right there.
We've like ended the episode like 4 times already,
Right.
dude.
It's too good.
But
It's not wrong to do.
Can I go to a club as a Christian, not engage in all that stuff, but just dance?
Can you go to a psychic reader but not get your palm read and just sit there and just chill?
I guess.
But why?
You're right. I guess. How do we feel about Christian clubs?
Christian clubbing.
Because you brought it up to me off recording.
No, I didn't.
He said it.
What?
He said, yo, guys, let's go to a Christian club. He said, let's go to a Christian club. Just kidding. He didn't say that. But he did bring it up. He said he found out that
I was about to break a mic.
I didn't say that.
JK.
I said.
He said. Those are new mics. Please don't break them. Listen, you said You said you found out that Christian clubs were a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Where?
It's a thing.
Where? Send me the address.
Send me the Addy.
Send me the address so that I can avoid that place. Just send me the address so I don't drive by there. But how do we feel about that? Christian clubbing is what? Christian music being played. Probably. Yeah, that sounds fun to me.
God.
I mean, it's fun to dance.
Some worship EDM remix. I don't know, something crazy like that. But how do we feel about that?
I guess it's like that's my answer.
Okay. Hey, okay.
That's a great answer.
Hey.
That's a great
My answer's like,
all right, no alcohol, no weed. You got Christian music playing, blasting. You know, how we feel about that? Would you go to that? If I invited you to a Christian club, I said, listen, there's no drinking. There's just a bunch of Christians dancing to cool music. How we feel about that? Would you come with me?
It's just like the intention of clubbing is like to like, I mean, one of the most, like the biggest one is to go meet somebody, right?
Yeah.
To hook up with somebody. I guess
I'm trying to find a good Christian girl at a Christian club.
But bro, go to church.
Go to church,
bro.
Yeah,
to
but I gotta
church.
find out if she got dance moves or not. Like, come on now.
Oh, God help
You think let's say like, all right, I don't know.
He's like, let me think about this.
Yeah, let me think about this really.
All
really
right, let me say something. I want to say something too. That reminded me of what.
That reminded you of what?
I remember when you told me that Pastor Phil said that we shouldn't have the appearance of evil.
Mm-hmm.
So like, a Christian club is like,
It looks like a club.
it's like a club, and it's like
You can't just put Christian in front of everything and just make it good.
like
It's a Christian sofa.
It's just kind of like, why? I mean,
Because I want to dance. I want to dance.
What?
I want to dance. I want to hang out with the boys and pump my fist in the air and listen to some cool music. What's so wrong about that? What's so wrong?
All right,
about
so
that?
then all your boys are gonna go right here. We're gonna hang out,
Okay.
put some music on. We're gonna dance together in the house.
Yeah. What's the difference though? What if I just do it in another room? Same thing.
I
right?
think with Christian clubbing, it's too similar. Too similar. It's just too similar
Okay.
of a thing to do. It's too similar of a thing from like your past. And so Paul tells us to leave our past behind and look
yeah.
forward to what lies ahead. It's, for me, I don't know if this is crazy, but it sounds like like the same, like a grave just painted differently. It looks like the same grave that I came out of,
I mean,
but just painted
now
differently.
that I'm thinking about it, I mean, I don't know if you saw like what they look like. I haven't seen what Christian clubs
Honestly, no,
look
I
like.
haven't used them.
So I'm wondering if they say it's a Christian club.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay.
Like straight up the bat,
maybe
like
they don't.
Because
pull up
do
this Christian
you
club.
think non-Christians are showing up to this thing?
Probably. What's making them not come? Oh, give me a Christian badge. Give me a Christian ID.
Give me a Christian
It's
ID.
like they can just
Prove
come.
to me you're saved right now.
All right, Becky, 1 second.
I saw
Give me
this.
three Bible verses
I saw this
before I
one
go.
quote.
Give me 3 Bible verses. Maybe you could come
Not the
in.
easy
Name
ones,
five-
the
name-
difficult ones.
Name 5 out. John 3. No, not that one.
I saw this one quote. I don't know from who, but he basically said like the problem, and I'm paraphrasing, but the problem with modern Christianity. I butchered it, bro. I forgot.
Oh no.
Is that I think you're gonna say it's like
Yeah.
a trend?
What
Nico
the?
said no. That's not even close.
Bro.
Sorry.
What
He said you
was
just
that?
ruined it.
It was like modern Christianity. Like the problem with it is that it's too similar. Like the world is too like we feel it too like home. Like if it's too much like of a home for us or the world.
Okay.
And what Jesus says, like, no, the world, like, bro, like you live in this
you
world.
are residents of heaven.
Yeah, you live in this world, but you're not like
Part of it.
You're not yeah, exactly. And so it's like the problem with I think this is how the quote goes. The problem with like modern Christianity is that we're too at home with the world. We are too at home with the world. Thank you for having so much patience with us, guys. So we are too at home with the
Yeah.
world. And so what does that look like? It's like everything that I used to do, I want to bring it here now, but just make it Christian.
Christianize it, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, there's some things that but then there's some things that like I mean, you could do it, but like, I mean, is it necessary? Cause like, bro, if I wanna, cause look, this is what they say for the Christian clubs. We want to worship God, right? So yeah, like, let's go worship God together at a church where there's accountability, and we're not gonna do something stupid with the person next to us, cause we're at a club alone, and maybe like we're locking eyes while we're dancing together, but instead of us locking eyes with each other, cause it's not about me glorifying you. What? Let's both look at God together. Because it's about worshiping Him, not each other or ourselves.
Yo, NIKO goes to a Christian club, locks eye with somebody. Hey.
Stop looking at me. Look up.
Hey, he walks in there.
Hey, up there. Hey.
Turn it down. Shut it off.
And so it's like, bro, I love dancing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like...
Yeah, but let's not try to call it us worshiping God, you know?
Yeah, like... I mean, it is praising God because David was dancing when he was... David,
right. But that was his intention. Like,
it was to God.
His intention was for God. But that you're right. Like, the Christian clubbing is just like, I want to be a part of the world, but trying not to.
Yeah.
Like the appearance,
like I want to do what the world is doing,
having the
but I'm
appearance
gonna
of
do it in a Christian way. But that's not a like. We're different. We're called
like
to
kind
do
of like just sever the thing already.
What I used to do with like, God, this weed is my burnt offering to you. I love you, Jesus. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I thank God that He had grace with me, but that wasn't correct from my like part of like saying like, nah, this is fine if I keep smoking and I'm with the Lord. It just doesn't go together.
I guess another point with all of this too is also whether it causes somebody else to stumble. And this verse is, for me, is so impactful because it's kind of like the definition of our relationship with Jesus and how it's not about us all the time. It's about like considering other people too. And it's 1 Corinthians 8:13. Therefore, if what I eat causes my brother or sister to fall into sin, I will never eat meat again, so that I will not cause them to fall. And yeah, Paul's talking about me, but is he really talking about me? No, he's probably talking about everything else. What? Yes. You may speak. I give you the talking stick.
He's not a teacher.
So, I think it was definitely to a handful of churches that Paul would rebuke them for, like, Paul would, kind of just let them know what was going on, like what was wrong for doing this thing. They would go back to like hanging out at their old places, and Paul would be like, bro, you're hurting people who actually want to come and follow Jesus. They're thinking that that's fine, that we can follow Jesus and just go back to our old places and just chill at the, I think he said like the courtyard or something like that. Like they would hang out like where they used to hang out, which were with like, drinking, like over drinking, getting drunk. They would hang out with like prostitutes and stuff. And Paul's like, bro, you're professing Jesus over here, but then you're over here doing this. And that is a stumbling block for people who are now want to be new believers. And so they think that they can come and follow Jesus and then be here. But then with the club thing, I think it could be like, oh, okay, following Jesus is fun and it's a trend. Yeah. Tell me when I honestly, look, I don't know. I haven't read the whole Bible. But tell me when Nah, bro. But tell me when they talk about having fun in the Bible.
They be having fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Joyful, I guess.
Yeah, but no, they be praising.
Wedding, I mean, before the wine.
I mean, like what purpose does fun have?
What you mean?
What purpose does it have? God does everything for a purpose, right?
Okay. Why do we have fun?
Yeah. I mean, look, there's joy, there's love, there's peace, there's patience. Think about all the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then like just having fun, like just, hey, I want to just go to this place to have fun. I don't know.
I'm confused.
There's always a purpose for everything that's done.
Yes, yeah.
It's not just for fun. Like God didn't just make the world for fun.
Right.
He made it for a purpose.
Okay.
And so what do we do? Like we should be living our lives like doing everything for a purpose, not just doing things because it's fun or for fun.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kinda. I get where you're getting at.
And so it's like any time in the Bible that something is done or they go somewhere or they do something.
Yeah. It
has a purpose. Okay. It's not just for
and they
fun.
happen to have fun
for giggles.
Yeah. They happen to have fun by pursuing that purpose sometimes.
Yeah, I mean joy, I guess.
More like enjoyment maybe.
Yeah.
Contentment, enjoyment.
Contentment, enjoyment.
Because when did it doesn't talk ever about Paul having fun. It talks about him rejoicing.
Paul definitely didn't have some fun.
But bless you. But it talks about bless you 2 times.
Thanks.
But it talks about him like rejoicing. You know what I mean? And his whole life, like he went, or like the whole time that after Christ, when he was at like, spreading the good news and everything, and he was getting locked up in jail and stuff, he was getting like stoned, all these things, it was for a purpose. It was definitely not for fun.
Mm-hmm.
But he still found like a reason to rejoice, even in the midst of that jail cell.
Yeah.
But his intentions weren't like, I'm gonna just do this for fun. But then us today in modern Christianity is like, how can we make this fun?
Right.
And it's like,
I see what you're saying.
is this about like being fun and trendy, or is it more about like, bro, I need Jesus.
Yeah.
I want to know him more. I want to be discipled to be like him more. And if I enjoy it in the process, I enjoy it in the process. If I don't, like, if I go through something hard like Paul, then that's, I guess, like, how I'm gonna glorify God. But if I don't, then that's how I'm gonna glorify God too. But there's always a purpose that we should be having with everything.
Yep.
But then the purpose with Christian clubbing is what I see is like, again, we're all kind of just mixing together, looking at each other, and like the root purpose of a club is what you said about like meeting somebody, drinking,
Hooking up.
alcohol, sexual intentions.
Yeah, for sure.
And so if like the root of something is like that, the fruit is not going to be different. It's not. And so there's a verse. Hold up.
There's a verse?
There's a verse.
It says,
For real?
I think
There's
it's a verse.
What?
Is there a verse?
There's a verse?
there's a there's a verse.
Wow.
There's a verse that says, James 3:12, it says, does a fig tree produce olives or a grapevine produce figs?
No.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No. So it's
It
like,
does not.
it's like yoga.
It's like what?
It's like yoga.
Okay.
People say Christian yoga, but the root of
What
yoga
is that? What is Christian yoga?
yoga with the word Christian,
Christian
in front of it.
hamburgers.
Dog. Hey, bro, I'm gonna try them, bro.
Hey,
My boy.
You know what's crazy though? Like I went to a service and someone was proclaiming that like she stopped doing yoga because like she just knew that like her body wanted to do it. She would wake up and like she just wanted to be in those poses, but like you were saying, the root of it. And
Exactly.
She knew there was an issue for her, and so she had to like I stopped doing it, and like everybody's like yes, come on, because she knew it was,
Bro, you just got
it was a
so
conviction.
many people off guard because they're like, wait, yoga's wrong?
I
Yes.
know.
We're gonna have to do a whole episode.
I mean,
on
listen,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
Christian yoga doesn't make a difference, bro. I mean,
What does that even
what
mean?
I
Like,
think,
what does that look like?
what I think, because they say like they'll do the
Is it
same
like worship music while you're doing yoga?
yeah, that plus they'll do the same positions and like the same position as like regular
Yeah.
yoga, but they'll pray. And so like they'll say Bible verses and stuff.
Okay.
But then look, the root of yoga is demonic. Like it comes from like false religions, with which false religions is just demons lying to you about like different ways to life and different ways to God, which isn't true. There's only one way, and that's Jesus. And so like if the root is like that, bro, the fruit is not going to be different. And so like yoga means to be yoked with. And so when you do those poses, you're surrendering your body to be yoked with not Jesus, but with who?
Oh.
You define that, bro. And so if again, like that goes the same thing with the clubbing. Like if the root, like why was clubbing invented in the first place? If the root is for that, I don't know if the fruit is gonna be different. I don't know. Like that's my, because then this also goes off of convictions. Like if you feel no conviction of like going, bro,
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want. Should you? I don't know. Like the Paul says, you could do whatever you want, but you shouldn't do everything.
Everything
Right.
good
My
for you.
convictions is I wouldn't pull up to that because it seems too close to like what I used to live,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want myself falling back to my old ways. I don't want it.
And that's something that Paul said, like Paul's saying, you know, if I do something that causes my brother to sin, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So like maybe if like a person who really didn't go to any clubs or whatever decides to go to a Christian club, and somebody sees
This is
that,
fun,
one of their
this is
friends
cool.
like, like we can do that, but like inside they're like, I don't want to do that. And it's like, but it's good. It's like no, we can't like let
Yeah.
our brothers fall because of what we do, or brothers and sisters fall because of what we do.
If a really close friend of yours was having, let's say, a birthday party at a club, would you go?
I think there's moments. I think I would probably go
Yeah, I'm thinking the same
for
thing.
my friend, not for fun.
No. Right.
Because again, Jesus was there. Like at the wedding. The wedding wasn't a club, but it was a wedding. So I guess in the tradition, they probably danced and stuff. They
They
had
did.
music.
Yeah.
They were chilling. But he was there, as a guest. They invited him, so he said yes. And also like eating at the dinner table with the tax collectors, with everybody. He was there for them.
Yeah.
He didn't have to come to this world, but he came to this world for us. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying that like I would go into like do some crazy stuff because in the name of my friend.
Yeah.
But if it was a birthday party and it happened to be a club
for your friend.
I would be there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we crack a beer with the boys or no? What are we saying?
Can we crack one?
Can we
with
crack
the
a
boys?
beer with the boys?
I mean, I guess there's a time for everything. The Bible does say don't get drunk,
Yeah.
but it says don't get drunk. It doesn't
Right.
say like don't drink.
Yeah.
It says don't get drunk.
I mean,
And so it's like have self-control.
Yeah, because there's little moments in the Bible that talks about like red wine and drink it with a merry heart.
And then there's verses like, look how it swirls in the cup and how it like it what's the word,
Right.
flashes or something in the cup, how shiny it looks.
Also when Paul is
And then it bites like
With
it
Timothy?
stings.
Yeah.
when
with
Paul is
Timothy.
telling Timothy like, hey, the elders, they should be this, and also they shouldn't get drunk.
They shouldn't be heavy drinkers.
They shouldn't be
yeah.
heavy drinkers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like be a light drinker. But then
Yeah.
also that doesn't mean that if you had
That gives you the green light to go and
that doesn't mean that if you had an alcohol addiction.
The same question remains like, why do I need this?
yeah.
If it's but that like once again, if it's like, all right, if it's once in that year and we're just like, yo, let's just like have one and just crack it with the boys. We're not getting drunk. We're just having one beer and talking and laughing, whatever. Then it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm going to hell. Like God is so mad right now. Like no.
Yeah.
And I found some interesting really things because the Bible talks about when it does talk about drinking, it talks about wine, and if you search up the healthiest alcohols to drink, is red wine. And so I thought it was kind of cool because it was like, okay, God is like, there's like some health benefits to red.
I mean, how was their wine?
And that's another thing. Their red wine was not as strong as it is now. It was like kind of like grape juice, but it needed to be fermented because they didn't have refrigerators like we do, and so it needed to last long. So they fermented the grape juice and all that. So yeah, there was alcohol in it, but it wasn't like the ones that we have now, where you take a few sips and you're gone.
You're done.
You're just gone.
Yeah, I think it's like a very fine line that like
Right.
And then this also
then again, I'm sorry, but then again, it's like, what's stopping you from, okay, I'm gonna crack one, I'm gonna drink one, I'm gonna drink two. What's stopping you from like where you don't know where the line is? I mean, some of you know your body's really, really well.
like that's what I'm gonna say. Is like if you know that you've had a struggle with alcohol for like years of your life, then
or
you
not even just you, but your parents.
Yeah. Like you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't crack one with the boys.
No, you probably should.
No.
And just like that's just being
and if
smart.
if you know somebody that is struggling or has struggled and is trying to get out of it,
You probably don't want to ask him to crack one with the boys.
and you also don't want to just do it in front of them. You don't want to drink in front of them or like say it's fine, say it's okay, because again, like what Paul said, you're allowing your brother to fall because of what you do.
Yeah.
So I think it's a fine line. It's like you can't let it get too far where it's like do whatever every day or something, or
Yeah, because it could easily be. You could easily go into survival mode again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
Especially if there's a past,
this physical drink.
Yeah.
I can drink this whenever I feel stressed out or I had a hard day.
Yeah.
Instead of going and being like, yo, Lord, I had a difficult day.
And I think
Like you'll have one and you're like, wait, I forgot how fun this was.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
ooh, like let me have one more. Then you have the one more and like you haven't drank in months, so like that one hit different. And now you're just drunk. You're like, wait, what?
And then it goes back to the cycle of like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah.
again, another drink.
I want some more,
You're 6 months in,
actually.
you're like, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
this.
It's hard.
I have a family member that when he was younger, he had somebody important to him had some history with alcohol or something. I think it was his dad, and he promised God that he would never drink alcohol in his life, and he has never tasted alcohol
That's so good.
ever.
wow.
He's like 40 something right now. And it's incredible to me. It's insane because I'm like, you really have never like sipped it, tried it? He's like, nope. He's like, I don't need to.
I don't need to. That's such a beautiful thing. I don't need to.
Yeah.
That's such a beautiful
And I'm
like
like, you don't
phrase.
even feel tempted? He's like, no, for what? I don't need to. And he has a beautiful family, man. He's a great guy.
Wow.
A great man.
I
Man
don't
of
need
God
to.
right there.
I don't need to.
But it's just crazy to me because I'm like, you don't even have the little tiny desire to try the world? Like, try just a little bit? Like, he's like, huh. And like everybody around him drinks. Like even if it's just one beer, they're like, dude, it's just one. Like you're not gonna get drunk. Like God's not gonna hate you. And he's like, no, I promised God I wouldn't, and I'm not. Crazy.
That's that Samson.
It's like covenant type stuff right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Like every time he, like I see him, I'm like,
he's
that's
upholding
insane,
it.
man.
He's
That's
upholding
really
it.
awesome.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
I mean, what do you guys think about like drinking at like a celebration?
That's kind of like
That's what I'm saying. I think it's fine.
because isn't there a verse where like
you're drinking it with a merry heart? So
I drink champagne when I got married.
what is it like?
Hey,
What was it the verse where like it says you're hanging out with like this guy, this so-called savior that also drinks and all that stuff? Remember that? Like they were talking about Jesus in a bad way. They were saying like, and your savior goes and he drinks with people, all that stuff. And it's like, but he was at a wedding. I'm not sure if he did or not. Jesus, you know what I mean? But
they do imply that Jesus
at the Last Supper, didn't they have
Yeah, it was
wine and bread?
Yeah.
Didn't he drink also?
or I think he said take this cup as. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, but didn't he take the supper with them? He broke bread and drank wine with them. No? Because if he did, then that means he drank wine in that moment.
Not too sure.
Dun dun dun.
But besides that,
Yeah.
it's kind of like for celebration, like, yeah, I mean, but again, like with
It has a purpose.
yeah, like a purpose, and also not crossing that line, I guess, or just like being smart with it. But like,
In that scenario, your intention isn't like I guess it's about the intention, Like,
My intention before was like, bro, I want to drink till I get drunk,
Yeah,
and I just want to
exactly.
black out and go be silly
Yeah.
in front of people. Because when we were talking about like clubbing and partying and stuff, I got so many bad memories. I mean, yeah, like embarrassing memories was because I would get to a party and just drink till I couldn't no more, and then just look crazy,
Yeah.
just so I could call attention to myself. I remember like I'd be in the middle of so much people just dancing, and I looked,
goofy.
yeah, if someone sober was standing next to me, they would be like, bro, what
Isn't
happened?
there like immense conviction when you're like high or drunk and somebody sober is near you? You just, without them saying anything or even looking at you, there's just instant like, are you judging me? Like, why are you?
I mean,
like this? Like,
bro, walking around high, you think everybody's looking at you.
yeah.
You think the world's going after you?
Which is also why people offer it so much, because they kind of want you to. They don't want to feel bad, and so they want to add it. Like,
Ooh.
I mean, that's a thing. Like that's
Yeah.
why nobody likes having somebody sober in the room when everybody else is drunk. Nobody likes that. And you know
Wait,
that.
yo, you said something like that the other day, but you said it about phones. You said
Oh,
that
yeah.
sometimes people feel bad because you're not on your phone.
Oh yeah, so I stopped going on my phone so much, especially when I'm with people. And so when conversations get a little slow, like somebody will grab their phone, open Instagram, but I won't, and I'll just stare. Like I'll just sit right next to them and just like look into the sky, and so they feel bad because they're like, wait, he's kind of just staring at the roof, so I'm gonna just put my phone down.
Bro,
Yeah. Yo, this was a fantastic conversation. I loved it. Thank you so much, Nico, for hopping on.
Thanks, Nico.
We hope you guys
Word.
enjoyed. This is by far our longest episode, but we loved it. We want to keep doing long episodes because we just got so much content, so much wisdom and stuff.
And
out
the
there.
fire is back.
We hope you guys got something out of it. If you are in currently in a time where you're smoking, you're drinking, you're partying, whatever, this was not fully judgment episode where like you're
Not at all.
terrible, you're disgusting.
No.
Like Jesus wants a deeper relationship with you. Jesus wants nothing in the way between you and him because he loves you that much. And so slowly, God wants to transform your heart, transform your mind, so you no longer want those things. You no longer have those desire for those things.
Yeah.
So that you can be set free and nothing will be in between you and your relationship with Jesus.
and I would just want to say that like whatever we said here, don't take it as a final authority, because there's more to be said and there's more to be talked about.
Yeah.
Any topic or anything, and let God be the final authority in your life. Like let Him talk to you. Talk to Him.
Yeah.
Ask Him for real.
Word.
He won't kick you out. Talk to Him.
Yeah. Wait, you can say bye to the camera. You say bye.
Yo, peace out. Can I say that my camera died? My camera,
Yeah,
like the camera that was like on me, died. So
Yeah, it's okay.
hey, it was fun.
It
It
was
was fun chilling with the boys.
Sir,
Yes,
he'll be
sir.
back.
See
He'll
you
be
next
back.
time.
He must
He'll
be
be
back.
back.
He will be back.
Yes, he will.
But yeah, no shame.
Yeah.
There was not a judgment. There's no shame episode. We're all, even if we said some, we said some pretty hard stuff.
Yeah.
There's no shame.
Yep.
It's just love, and it's just
Yeah.
sharing the truth.
But we love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, whether you're listening on Spotify or watching on YouTube. We appreciate you. We'll see you guys for the next episode. Check out the Patreon in the
I was about to
description.
say
We
that.
love you. And peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
Boom.